Back at the bus, back at it again with another episode review of Power. We obviously see Unique learning what's going on with his baby mom, and he doesn't seem too pleased with the outcome. Obviously, he's not too happy about the lawyer, but we'll talk about that as well. But for the beginning, at the very least, he's just going around scoping out places and seeing what's going on with his child.
Was that lawyer his first? Was that his lawyer?
I don't know.
I just didn't understand why he was so mad at the lawyer. I get from a strategic perspective why you would want to separate him from Rock, but like the amount of anger he's seen, the amount of attention that the lawyer got was a little weird.
I took that as him changing.
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job of explaining some of the stuff we're going to see in this season from Unique, because outside of the whole his mind isn't right thing. So like I guess I understand why some of his decision making would be sporadic. But like I guess you would still expect to see him make some circumstantial connections.
Yes.
It wouldn't just be like random thought almost or random sort of conclusion. Movements. Yeah, like just doing things because I'm agitated.
I think I would have liked for him to have asked the lawyer some questions to connect some of those things, and that unfortunately didn't happen.
Like do a little bit of recon outside of just what you see.
Yeah,
you know it's just all feels like I feel like Rock was betraying me, and I feel like, you know, she tried to just, you know, wait for me to get out of here, or tried to kill me and then take over the business, or, you know.
You don't have the full story at all.
It's just, I feel like old girl left me. I feel like Vanessa left me and took the kids and ran off on me, even though she more than likely just thought you were dead and didn't want to stay in the same house. You seen Ronnie and the Hispanic chick running up out of your house, so why would you think that Ronnie was making her feel comfortable in that same house?
Especially considering all the complaining she did about Ronnie.
Why, after Ronnie got murdered, would I stay here with my child?
Yeah.
Even after, you know, even before then, he was in here with old girl. Like, what would make you?
Especially if I possibly suspect him of killing you. What's going to happen next? He's going to kill me.
And then the biggest thing to me is how all of this, the last thing he knows is Ronnie beat the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And the connection between Ronnie and Rock, he's never been able to make that connection. He just said that, yeah, well, Ronnie couldn't do it on his own, so it must have been Rock. Okay. So there's nobody else in the city that could have bankrolled Ronnie other than Raquel?
Yeah.
Somebody who didn't have a business until after you died?
Mm-hmm.
So then, if she didn't have a business while you were alive and she needed you out of the way to get all of her power back, then who was bankrolling Ronnie?
Yeah, a lot of the things that early Tyler said about you just jump into conclusions is just further manifesting itself.
And then, again, sure, jumping to conclusions, but you would expect for him to see some other circumstantial connections that would lead him to make those conclusions.
Right. Nothing. Okay, Jukebox went from pop star juke to private juke. The timing seems all over the place because, fam, how is she seeing homegirl at Spelman?
And then also, is she actually going AWOL? So, like, I don't understand. So I kind of got caught in between, like, if this is one of them things, because she definitely says that she did tours in Iraq in Power. Right? So is that one of them things is like, you know how sometimes niggas be capping about how extensive their experience in certain areas in. Oh, yeah, I work for NASA. And really you was in some junior like computing program out of high school,
or
that
you was
NASA
a
sponsored,
NASA.
Or you were a janitor at NASA. Oh yeah, I was in the police academy, but I couldn't finish, and really it was because you never actually went. You just wanted to, and you just talked to people about going.
Right.
that kind of thing.
Sure.
We all know those type of stories in our families and our close circles. So is this the thing of where Juke talked about being in the military, but she actually dropped out,
or does
she go back? Because I don't really see the scenario where you go AWOL out of basic training and they let you back, even if you were the best candidate. There's not. First of all, the best candidate in infantry school is the best cannonball to shoot. So even if you're very good at the things that they're teaching you to do, you're going to die. You're going to go on the front lines of war and be cannon fodder. So they don't really need a special candidate to go do this anyways, unless somebody along the assembly line really sees something special in you. But even then, they're not just going to allow you to go AWOL and come back. So we either in for some bad, convenient writing, or she was really lying about her military career.
I'll posit this because I see it happening. I don't know how it's going to happen, but okay. So the next things we see in this episode are that Jukebox is kind of being a little forward about the relationship with homegirl that's at Spelman now. The
very free, very open.
I don't know.
You would tend to do that if you were far away from home and there was no chance of anybody seeing you.
Right. I don't know how it's going to happen because she's so removed from everything going on in New York, obviously. Something's going to happen to this girl.
Yeah, either something's going to happen or they're going to grow. They're going to do what happens when high school relationships hit college age and they're going to grow apart.
I don't think it's going to be that simple because it's power. Right? Like it's got to be something over the top.
It can't just be normal. They grow apart. This is a normal heartbreak, huh? It's got to be something tragic.
Yeah, somehow it's going to mirror what happened with Nicole. I don't know how it's going to happen.
But since she's already had a Nicole, now you have an opportunity to have this one just kind of either fade away from you for some reason or another, or now her feelings towards you change because she realizes something about you, right? Does Juke step into the light of being a cold-blooded killer, which is what she ends up being at the end of her road, which is around the time with old girl, and that's why they separate. Yeah, They are setting the table for that with all of this trying to find myself talk. As old girl finds herself and Juke continues to find herself, do they end up on different tracks? That could be the tragic, traumatizing thing.
Sure.
Juke falls further into criminality while old girl is on her educational track. You know what I was thinking? What if old girl is a character that we've already seen and she ends up with going by a different name?
I thought that Kanan's girlfriend was going to be that, but
well, do we really know Tamika's origin? Do we really know her origin all like that? What if she gets scooped up into some stuff with Jukebox because of her affiliation, and to keep...
Don't be trying to make Tamika a lesbian.
Hold on. To keep her career path going, she has to go by a different name.
It's possible.
To separate herself from whatever she gets swept up into with Juke, she has to go under a different name. And then years later, it happens to motivate her to help a certain other young, dumb, brash criminal who she sees potential in and that needs to get into a different life. And maybe just barely survived a run-in with an old lover of her own. That would give her a motivation to work very, very hard to save that individual that she just had a brief run into.
That might be a leap. I see it, but that might be a leap.
Like her motivation for helping Tariq is, damn, Jukebox almost killed her or almost killed him. She like this. I meant to help this individual,
right? And so now I gotta help this.
Now I gotta help him.
Yeah, I see it. First of all, you're assuming a lot on Power Writers.
It's some perfectly power shit. First of all, yeah, it was me back then. I just had to change my name. That first of all,
okay, well, yeah.
Under any other production, I would say that is some bullshit. But that is perfectly power.
Okay,
that's perfectly
fair.
power.
I'll give you that. Lou is finally out of rehab. Eventually meets up with that record exec. I'm not entirely mad at Lou for initially keeping his options open while clearly leaning into this music thing.
You trying to scoop me up while I'm vulnerable, white devil.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can trust you. I'm
not mad at that. But Lou then goes to see Partisan Fontaine and makes some promises.
I was about to say, I'm mad at what convinced him.
Yeah.
I'm mad meeting this man in the correctional system is what convinced you to go work.
It showed he was really about, he's B-Rilla.
Yeah, I'm really protecting my mental health right now, and I'm leaving my options open.
But let me go to prison.
What you down for, Robin? I really want to work with you.
I mean, it's a little crazy, but
you down for stealing shit? Oh yeah, I really want to work with you.
Yikes!
Let me know what it's gonna take.
So Lou,
I'll get you out of here by the day.
Yeah, Lou made some promises, including getting him out by the end of the day. But Partisan wants to make sure all the promises that he's making that he's back.
Let me find out that the only reason why this man ain't out of jail. No, I stepped on your joke. I'm sorry. Yeah. We know this is Partisan Fontaine.
The only hit that I have from Partisan Fontaine. It's the only reference I'm gonna make.
Well, probably not the only hit. Probably the only hit that he's speaking on.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the only hit that he's made.
Sure. Okay.
It's the only hit where you can hear his voice on it.
Then I'll have to make some Cardi references, I guess.
But yeah, what was I saying about
the promises that he's making? Or the promises that Lou was making to Partisan Fontaine?
Yeah. Let me find out the only reason why this man's still sitting in jail is because ain't nobody paid his bond. Like, that's it?
Yeah.
You talking Leor, is it Leor?
Leor Cohen? Oh, are you talking about
the actual dude?
I don't know what his name is. I can't remember.
Dude over here talking like they got like some extensive legal battle that's going on. They can't get him out. Like, no, the only reason why he's sitting down is because you haven't paid his bond?
Well, he also don't give a fuck about Partisan.
But
he don't give a fuck about his character, is what I mean. Like, he says like, "Oh, you want him?" Like,
what is his actual name? It's like Rapparella or some shit like
B-Rilla.
B-Rilla. Jesus Christ. B-Rilla. The impression he gives off initially is like they can't get him out of jail, or that he's wrapped up in a legal battle.
I'm sure that's what he told Lou, but really, he's not a priority of theirs.
But why does Lou know right away that the only thing he got to do is pay his bond and get him out?
Crazy.
And then why is he acting like it's some big deal? Like, yo, if you get me out of here right now, this shit. Bro, all you got to do is pay your bond. You could have asked any random to come up here with some money for you to get you out of jail if it was that serious. Why is everybody acting so confused?
I got nothing. The NYPD thinks Howard was in cahoots with Ronnie, so the heat's off of Rock and Marvin, especially with Marvin's homeboy off the books.
The whole press conference was like, I'm like, power.
Yep.
Power. It's the only reason why all this makes sense. Thank God for the police chief being the only one that's not feeding into the bullshit.
Why don't they immediately suspect the Thomases of doing this? Of killing Howard?
No, I'm like, at the press conference itself, where they was like, yeah, we believe it was foreign nationals. Dog, where did that come from?
All eyes should be on Rock and Marv now, if anything.
But the foreign nationals things is even more egregious.
Doesn't make sense, yeah.
What foreign nationals are at play right now in the Power story? Mm-hmm. Like, we haven't even graduated to the point of Noma or the Tainos.
The Russians.
We not even talking cartel money right now. We not even involved with the cartel. We dealing with the Vietnamese, but like the FBI don't know that yet.
Mm-hmm.
The task force doesn't know that yet, and the NYPD don't know that yet.
Yeah, we're taking
nobody knows about any of the international players right now. So, what foreign nationals are you accusing of killing him?
I have no idea.
What foreign nationals are being accused that are getting this task force wrapped up?
Yeah.
Like, who did they even officially tie it to?
I mean, maybe they said that to calm people down, but it didn't make any sense.
Didn't make a lick of sense.
Because all eyes should clearly be on the Thomases. They already know that Kanan and Howard have some kind of relation based off of Burke shit. If they're coming to that conclusion, so then why are the Thomases not? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Also, there's too many white cops moving around. I don't know who the Fed dude is versus the dude that ran up on Kanan early on in this
Rodriguez, first of all,
episode.
he don't look like no damn Rodriguez.
Facts. Versus the cops that came and harassed Rock last season. Like, who is who? I don't know. Marvin caught the little Asian homie still in work. Now, obviously, it's hella hard to trust this motherfucker after doing that. But am I crazy for feeling that this situation could be something beneficial for the family? Like eventually, he clearly had the balls to try to steal from Marv right in front of his eyes. So, like, maybe they can get him to do some small work.
You talking about the
Asian
little homie
yeah.
that he had run up out of there?
Yeah.
Man, he lucky Marvin ain't put a bullet in him. Which
True.
Marvin is slowly slipping back into his old ways.
Mm-hmm.
He's slowly slipping. I think Sal is a bad influence on homeboy.
So he has reason to, because his white homeboy was snitching on him the whole time.
Yeah. Also, I feel as though Marvin made a little bit of a miscalculation going as far as he went with a homeboy, which, man, shout out to dude. I can't even remember his name, but thank you for saying some shit to Marvin to at least put it in his ear.
Yeah.
Where clearly he hasn't realized it at all. You know that he hasn't realized it at all because of how he reacted. Mm-hmm. That was the first time it had dawned on him that homeboy is leading you around by your leash. Mm-hmm. And you can tell he realizes it by not just how he reacts, but how he responds to Sal when he calls him about it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to treat you like we partners because that's how you've been treating me. I'm going to treat you like I don't work for you and I just did you a favor because that's how you've been going about this.
Yeah.
I'm going to reestablish our relationship right here. So much so, you know what? My daughter just made it through the room. I got to call you back.
Yeah.
That is a boss.
Sure.
That's a man. That's a made man. That's
Now,
a made Italian. He could send a squad to your house for disrespecting him in that manner and be totally within his rights to do it and clean you up and not have to answer to nobody for it.
Facts.
Rock gonna have to go ahead and grit her teeth and get over it.
Yeah.
If that's what he so chooses. Marvin going about it that way is him sending a message to, hey, look, bro, I work with you. I don't work with you. I don't work for you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, homeboy was disrespecting me and you, so find a new one. He's good. Now, in any other context, if I worked for you, that would be an offense.
Right.
Me killing one of your employees without your permission is offense if I work for you. I work with you. I did you a favor. Don't worry about it. Matter of fact, I'll call you later. My daughter here. He's trying to reestablish his assertion. Now, what I expect to see, if this is still the same Power show that I watch, he should be getting a visit from a guy that's doing Marvin's job to Marvin.
Sure.
Pretty soon.
To remind him of where he needs to be in this pecking order.
Because ain't no way he's just allowing Marvin to go off and kill without permission.
Sure. I agree with that. I think it's interesting that in the last episode, we kind of came to some conclusions that maybe Marvin is aspiring to be the boss. And so maybe that'll turn his head on Rock at some point. And it seems to do so with Tony Danza at this point. So I like it. I like Marv aspiring to be more than just somebody's crony.
Now, I wish it would have come a little bit sooner before old dude called him Uncle Tom.
Sure.
But I think that should adjust the way that he goes about these sit downs with the boss. You know.
Yeah.
You get it?
Jesus Christ. Yikes. Yikes. Okay. Last thing for this one, then we'll talk about some episode 3 things. Rock now has put herself in a position where if anything goes screwy with Marv or Tony Danza, she has a get out of jail free card to put on pretty much anybody, especially Tony Danza specifically. But that might work against Marv's potential moves. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
It's very convenient for her.
Absolutely.
It's very convenient for her. I wonder why it never... See, I still feel like there's greater jeopardy there with Rock. Because if they know enough about you to know that you can give them pertinent information on this deal, then why would they have thrown the scent off of you? Maybe that's the point. That's the whole reason why they threw the scent off of you from the whole task force. Because they had to have had enough to connect you to organized crime. If they know that you can give us more information on Tony Danza's character.
Sure.
On what is it? Spirelli? Not Spirelli. What is his family name?
Marchetti. Stefano Marchetti.
Marzetti.
Marchetti.
Is it Chetty or is it spelled like Marzetti?
Or is it Marchetti?
Where's his name? Godfather of New York City. Marchetti. Stefano. That's the name that's familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stefano. What was I saying about him?
We were talking about Rock and potentially putting dents in his whole organization, since he's the guy that the NYPD would
right. Like if they know that she can give information about Stefano, then they have enough to at least link her to organized crime, which is crazy that they disbanded the task force, unless that was the point, to get her comfortable enough to, that's a bigger fish. Mm-hmm. We'd rather go after Stefano than to end at her and her not be able to kick it upward. So let her stay there, get comfortable, get deeper.
Yeah. And then, not for nothing, I know Unique is still making leaps, but I did always feel this weird chemistry between Rock and her lawyer.
Did you?
Yeah. It was kind of the way he would talk to her. It almost seemed like it was a little flirty. Kinda. Not for nothing. Any other thoughts about episode 2 or episode 3 going into the future?
That's it, man. Give us your thoughts on episode 2 of season 4 of Raising Kanan. Damn, this is already season 4. Mm-hmm. It's been on that long.
Yep.
And we still haven't met Ghost or Tommy or Breeze or anybody yet?
Nope.
Yo, can y'all stop dragging y'all feet and tell us who Breeze is? Y'all tell us how y'all like the episodes, though. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Come back next week for episode 3.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out our playlist full of power reactions from previous seasons and other shows. And make sure you subscribe. Obviously, we like to do this every Monday or Tuesday at 10. Peace.